Oh, okay, real quick. It's stand-up Saturdays, and since it's HBO week, I could have done so many things, but I decided to delve into the history, man. And I tried to find out what was the first HBO stand-up special that was ever done. And I can't be 100% sure that I'm successful and I'm going to tell you definitively. But from research, certainly the first big deal stand-up special that they ever did was done in 1977, and it was George Carlin live at USC.
Hold on, I have a real great idea. As soon as I think of it, we're all going to laugh our asses off.
Some of you who are familiar with George Carlin, but I know by this time there's a bunch of you who may have even never heard of him. Carlin was a breakthrough, amazing comic for his time and even now. Like, let me not try to say that he's irrelevant, okay? Things that he's said would still be shocking now. And honestly, when you watch it, because you should, it's online, actually. You can Google this. That's what I did. You're not only going to kind of go, oh, at some of the things, you're going to laugh. Now, I'm not going to tell you that the entire special is like roll down the aisles laughter.
Things like hot water heater. Have you ever thought of hot water heaters?
Some of it is a bit more casual.
I'd like to buy a hot water heater.
What the hell for? Hot water doesn't need to be heated.
A lot of the humor he does for like the first hour, because it's long, is a bit more casual, observational. There's a whole bunch about his dogs, and sometimes when you're in the supermarket, and what if you put an item in somebody else's basket? Ooh.
Ooh, oh. I almost put that in his basket.
Okay, so it's not all 100% edgy, but if you look up the story behind this special,
I find the best way to go shopping at the supermarket is to be a little hungry. Don't eat for a couple of days.
you'll understand a little bit why.
2 days is just about right. You go any longer than that, you begin to hallucinate and all the cans look the same.
Okay, so word apparently spread that HBO was going to be doing this with him. Home Box Office back then was doing this incredibly innovative thing by putting this performance on television.
And get good and hungry, and then smoke 8 joints, take $500, and go to the supermarket.
Carlin had developed a specific set on 7 dirty words, which referred specifically to the words that you couldn't say on television back then.
When you're a kid, you can't say them at all. Not one. None. That's it. No.
When that got to the FCC in the United States, they were like, hold on, you're going to do what? No, you're not allowed to do that.
Pretty soon the words hell and damn break through. Hey, I didn't get hit. I know.
Apparently, they called a special hearing and duked it out on whether or not HBO was even going to be allowed to let Carlin do that part of his set.
Then Dad tells you a joke with shit in it.
Well, Carlin won. So yay, HBO gets to do it, right? Check this out.
A portion of Mr. Carlin's performance needs special introduction, at least for television. Some would simply say that tonight's language is very strong. Others would say it goes beyond this and would find it vulgar.
So the first thing that comes up is actually a Newsweek journalist to explain to people that freedom of speech is a thing. And in this very nice kind of watered down way. It's super bizarre.
They're just words that we can say all the time. Sometimes, yes. Sometimes. But not all the time.
Even after that, when Carlin's doing his set, apparently he kind of took in front a little bit and he took it easy. Yes, he uses swear words now and then across his set, but apparently he real toned it down.
Did you ever go to shake hands with a guy and he doesn't notice? And you go...
Until he reached the part.
There is left that word, that group of words that we, Pray.
But before they ran that part, they paused the video and put up a disclaimer again. 1977, you really have to remember, because sometimes when you're watching, you forget the year. Yes, okay, he's dressed, you know, it's 1977, but I don't know, the way he's talking, it doesn't feel like so long ago.
Do we have words like from the airline like deplane? I've never deboated, I've never debussed.
But I guess it was, hence the disclaimer.
I'm already on deplane. That's what they tell you. Get on the plane, get on the plane. Fuck you, I'm getting in the plane.
And then when he enters that portion of his set,
Bad language. Dirty. Filthy.
man, he lights up. And you kind of see what it might have been like for the entire thing.
Foul. Vile. Vulgar. Coarse.
In just how his energy changed, his face, and he was suddenly performing
Naughty, saucy, bawdy, raunchy.
in a completely different way.
Rude, lewd, lascivious, indecent, profane, obscene, blue, off color.
He was flowing in a different way.
Risque.
Suggestive.
And the way that he put that portion of that set together, it kind of reminds me more of like a spoken word performance instead, because he had melody in the way he said the 7 words.
Cursing, cussing, swearing. All I could think of was shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits, man.
If you get a little bored through it, don't give up. Skip if you want. Please at least see that end. Because even as we kind of criticize shock stand-up these days, I think it would be a shame not to remember when you weren't allowed to do it and doing it was a radical progressive thing to do. You really have to know your history and know all sides. Even as you progress away from something, know what it was. So, George Carlin live at USC. I'm making it part of HBO Week because it is important to remember HBO's overall contribution to the media landscape, and they have made it a more exciting one by making their choices and taking exactly these kinds of risks all the way back in 1977. So take a look, folks. George Carlin live at USC. It's my pick for Stand Up Saturdays on Sophie Says today.
And it wasn't complete. I knew the list wasn't complete, but it was the initial list. That first evening. Shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits.